All right, traders, the watch list video here for Tuesday, March 15th. I've been saying the market looks weak and it continues to show weakness. There's the daily on the SPY. We took out yesterday's low. I'm not good at predicting the overall market in the short term. We could gap up to 440 tomorrow. We could gap down to 400. I don't know. There's a lot of macro news that could hit and affect everything. Having said that, the market feels pretty weak, right? We were way off of our recent all-time highs. A couple of charts like Apple look pretty ugly, right? They're breaking below previous lows. Apple, you can't see it on here because I don't have the 200-day on here, but Apple is below its 200-day moving average, which, hang on, I'm going to slide this one up here because I actually have this daily chart that has the 200-day on it. And as we slide over, March of 2020, when the COVID disaster hit, that is the last time we kind of got below significantly the 200-day on Apple. And then you got to go all the way back to 2018, 2019 to really see it again. So what does it mean? I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of showing if Apple's weak and below the 200-day, that doesn't look good for the overall market, right? So anyway, something to keep in mind. Let me get that other chart off of there and get back to the big one here. Bear with me a second. Hopefully that's still working. All right, so there's an example. I'll show you Tesla kind of rolling over again. So there's some big names that look kind of ugly. Let's leave it at that, right? So what are we watching for tomorrow? AGRI is way extended above the moving averages, but in after hours, it's trading at 443 right now. Today's high was 488. So it is gapping. We'll see if it's still gapping in the morning. If it is, I'll throw that on the gap playlist. RCAT, big move today, big volume, and a pretty strong close, all things considered. So we're going to see if it gives any kind of follow-through setup tomorrow. They had a nice headline today. Typed that wrong. CLSD, gapped up yesterday. Kind of a wide range, 171 to 214. When I say wide range, I mean for this stock. Then today gaps down and gets pretty close to yesterday's high. So I look at that and say, you know what, this sucker's strong. We're going to keep an eye on it. Maybe a 2-day high break, something like that. MARPS, I wanted to put at least one of the baby oils on watch, and so I went with MARPS. Gap down, but a very strong close. If oil shows some strength, that's one of my favorite setups for tomorrow. There's another one, but I'm going to go in the order I've got them written on my list. So this is not a baby oil. Metal play. TMC, very strong. Had the pop back here that went to 320. Today actually broke that briefly, went to 334. But a strong stock, so we're going to watch it. Luna, LUNA, big volume for this stock. But closing well off its highs. I'm going to put it on a chart for tomorrow. ASTS, recent high flyer is the way I look at this one. And you could argue after the gap up, it's in a range, right? It's in a range from here to here. And we've got two red days in a row and getting kind of close to the bottom of the range. So for that reason, I'm putting it on Bounce Watch. That's LUNA. Hang on a second here. There. MXC, another baby oil. Bear with me, I need a drink. Not whiskey, but I wish it was. All right. Another one of the baby oils that, with the exception of INDO, which is the one you could argue started the massive baby oil craze, MXC, what I would say, is the next one that started it. I was there that day that it did this, and then it had another big rip, and now it's like, what, 5 days in a row? All the way back down to kind of the breakout level, where, see this day here, where it broke above that, kind of retesting that. Super interesting to me for a bounce play tomorrow, especially if oil shows some strength. SBUX is Starbucks, just kind of getting downside shape, looking for a snapback bounce in that one, only with a proper intraday setup. Same thing with GameStop, which has fallen from like 120 down to 78 in a little over a week. AMTX has fallen from 16 down to in the 11s in 3 sessions. JKS. I told you there's a lot of ugly charts out there. JKS has fallen from 57 to 37 in 3 sessions, maybe 4 sessions. YY getting kind of downside shape. It's fallen from 40 to 24.50 in 3 sessions, and looking for a snapback bounce there. FOSL, kind of the same thing, looking for a snapback bounce, really getting decimated after earnings. And then I got to throw Apple on watch. I already talked about this being below the 200-day, and it's fallen from 160 to 150 in just 3 sessions. And if you want to go back a couple weeks, almost 169 to 150. I'd like to at least see a flush of that kind of psychological number 150, and then maybe look for a reversal below that. But we'll see what it does. We may trade it, we may not. And man, that's plenty to watch. And we'll also look for other gappers in the pre-market to see if we want to add those to the list as well. I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.